So, it's been another day before we return to Thronebreaker. Because I needed a bit after the last time we did this. Oh boy. So it's quite a jump in my opinion, because we go from basically we reach River Castle, fight our way up to the upper powers. We have the most bullshit cheating fight of the entire game. And then, basically, there was supposed to be this whole fight where this whole entire Nilfgaard company with regiments and so many units, and we skipped that, and now we're over here and back in Edern, heading to Aldersburg. Just, it's like, what just happened? Why are we here? It's like a big jump, but anyway. You go get what's his face. Also, well, ye beautifully showed boot level to Nilfgaardian arse. Bombrides kicked over quite the dust cloud when they turned tail. Damn near choked on it, clear atop Mount Carbon. Proud to see my Hackham's volunteers played no small part. Still, I owe credit where credit's due. Congratulations, Meave. Truly that dunderheed emperor will think twice before stepping foot through the pond ever again. So, well, he might say that. The Emperor's gonna try again. We know this, because we played Witcher 3. And, well, technically we sort of played Witcher 2, but then we quit because I got a bit overwhelmed at the time. Enemy armies and tatters fleeing south towards border movement. It's chaotic, uncoordinated, it's just no contact or command. Scourtail commanders also retreat to east towards Stowe. Lethena without Nilfgaard support. Outslaughed by Eldenians when they overgone. Emperor preparing for peace summit, reports indicate willingness to make far-reaching concessions. As for starting our enemy resistance, fortress in Aldersburg, main troops guard, and led by General R. Adept, he refuses all calls to capitulate. Your Ministry deeply regret to inform you that captured two bodies of private for the variable information from the Nilfgaard and occupied captured was unmasked and beheaded after 3 days of intensive torture. Aww. Upon leaving the city, the various took with them his family, a wife, 2 children, 12 and 7 years of age. Their fate remains unknown. That was Dex. Imagine the good times on the Western Front. The combined forces of Temeria, Cadwin, and Rudania have soundly defeated the Nilfgaards at Brenna. The Empire lost nearly 40,000 soldiers. Marshal Cohen has vanished without a trace. Army group centers in disarray, and King Photas is forcing the enemy from Temerian lands. The Emperor has expressed readiness for truce negotiations. Victory is close at hand. So, guess we go talk to him.
Yes, Your Grace?
One but Phil. So,
the war nears its end. What next for Raina Dodo?
Whatever you command, Your Grace.
Ugh.
Is something amiss, my lady?
To be perfectly blunt, I've no wish to give you orders anymore.
Your Grace, would you wish me to leave? Remove me from the court?
No, Reynard.
Reynard just... he's so dense. It's cute.
I'd wish you to stay, but I'd no longer wish to be your queen alone. Do you catch my meaning?
Just look at his face. Doesn't know what to think.
I do, Meath. I
Or
do.
maybe he does know what to think. Maybe he is as dense as we thought.
It's time I attended to other matters.
Well, there you go.
I'm pleased to see you again, Mom. You need something?
Ah, yes, Bear. I'm surprised you're still with us.
The war's near its end. The future, what does it hold for you, Isbel? Wise counsel will always find a place at my court.
A tempting offer, Mom. So be it. I shall stay. But I've one condition. You're never to force me to wear shoes.
Well, there you go.
These terms I can agree to.
I still don't understand the perception of not wearing shoes. I mean, there's a lot of sharp things you could step on. Well, technically, there's a lot of sharp things you could step on even with shoes, but still.
Duty calls. I must go.
Of course. Should you need me, I'll be here.
What's that? A sorceress? In your court? How scandalous. Yeah, at the same time, the Lodge of Sorceresses were basically... There was like a sorceress in most courts before events in Witcher 2, which led to them basically being hunted by Radicate. Yeah, to sum up things in Witcher 2, basically. I can't remember, I think it's after the second war of Nilfgaard, probably. But Nilfgaard's basically back again, trying to do its thing, where it's like, oh. Well. They basically send their spies in and they're assessing the strengths of the kingdoms and all that fun stuff. But then they're also having Lefo fight for school, which are murder off kings. Because destabilize the region. I don't happen to me. I think she's fun. I know Photos, Democrats, of kings are dead, so yeah. But then they get to a summit, and shit goes bad with the sorceresses. There's a dragon, Radifid. And then, yeah, I'm trying to remember all that, but it's a bit sketchy in my
Your Grace?
moment. Anyway, Ike, what are your plans?
The war nears its end. What next for you, Sir Ake? Will you remain in my ranks?
I doubt he has Paladin duty.
Boundless is my gratitude for the offer, Your Grace. But alas, I cannot accept.
He has to go do Paladin things.
You'll return to your path then. Set off to hunt monsters.
Yes, like a witcher.
Forsooth, though not at once.
But yet not.
First, a more daunting challenge awaits. I must go home. I was certain Siegfried and I would never reconcile. That he would forgive me never. But to behold you and Willem find common ground again, it rekindled dead sparks of hope that I too could span the rift. When I joined your force, I believed I would serve as an example to you and your troops. I see now I was mistaken. For 'twas you who taught me a lesson. I dare say, the most valuable of my life.
I thank you. And good luck, Sir Ake.
Now,
I shall
what
think
would
often
we
of you
have
and your son.
thought if we murdered Phil? pretty sure we would be having that sort of conversation.
Farewell, Ake.
Oh, yeah, you.
Huh?
You're not
What is it
dead
now?
The war nears its end.
For now.
Sadly,
Sadly, why?
I survived. Again.
Apparently.
Rebuild your land, Queen. Enjoy your life. Me and my men, we'll be moving on.
Arnulf. In Lyria and Rivia, your path...
What about after? What do I tell my ancestors when the time comes? I yearn to sit at their table, lass, and drink mead in their company, so go I must.
So long, Arnulf.
Gabbo.
Always good to see the Queen. How can I help you?
So what's your plans?
Our conversation in Mahakam. Do you recall it? When you resolved to join my force, leave your homeland?
Of course. Clear as day, that. You saved me and my clan. I'm in your debt. Will be for some time.
Well, we've won the war. And you had a hand in the victory. Heavily so. As I see it, you've more than repaid your debt.
Feeling a wee bit choked up, as King Desmond said when an assassin's bolt ran clear through his esophagus. Come here and give us a squeeze.
Later, perhaps. But Gabor, any plans for what comes next?
Ha! I wasn't expecting to have this chat, so I'm a bit caught with my knickers down past my knees.
War's over, but we've much left to do. Our relations with non-humans, for instance. I mean to improve them. And I think you could help, Gabor, greatly so.
Yeah, I mean to improve them. Remember that whole thing where we went to that one town and they were like, "Those non-humans. Your guardian set these rules, so we have to respect them. We don't like it."
Meaning, you'd like me to stay in your court? I'd see it as an honour, your majesty. An honour true.
Oh, the peasants gotta be hungry. Again.
We shall return to this conversation later.
No skin off my back. We seeing each other, your great...
So,
Yes, Mother?
do I even have dialogue? No,
We shall
apparently
speak
don't
later,
give
my
a
son.
Damn about Frodo. Alright. I know. What, like, apparently we just don't give a damn. Okay, so. I think I got my text up. Yeah, I replaced Gascon. Oh yeah, Gascon's dead, by the way. I thought it better to sacrifice him than surrendered because of reasons. But yeah, died a hero. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the boy stuff. Oh well, maybe we'll get a chance to use it before the end. Maybe we won't. Cause, well, just gonna go without. Still gonna probably be too fast though, cause we have stuff to go through. I was gonna say there's nothing very uphill. Why am I going uphill? I don't know. Just go chest or something. I don't know. To our soldiers. Our soldiers and soldiers of the Nilfgaard Empire are hereby ordered to promptly head to Augsburg. The defense of the castle is vital for a planned counteroffensive. Fair to play with order where we saw in punishment for particular severity. You've got a dog and blah 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 blah. Oh hey, the Nilfgaardians.
The Lyrian army had grown into a great serpent. So much so that riding at the column's tail, Niamh could not see its head. Footmen, cavalry, and archers stretched like a glistening snake between two horizons. Niamh had come a long way indeed, and she felt proud, as did Willem riding at her side. At first, the troops had eyed the prince suspiciously, if not with hatred. But they'd watched him fight for weeks now, and saw him as one of their own.
I was going to say, we have an in our hands, though.
Suddenly, Meave heard angry cries and the clash of steel against steel, all at the column's front.
Close ranks! To the left! Man's left! Support the flank!
Meave drew her sword, spurred her horse, and galloped forward along the line of troops. Then, through the swirling battle dust, she spotted shimmering golden suns.
Yeah, so basically, we need random fights, just in our way. I mean, it couldn't be as simple as just go to the castle. Oh well. Your soldier did not rush headlong into the heat battle as you once would have. Old wounds and left jaw still natural. Besides, no blood had already been spilled. The queen away that day where she could find the stranger heavy armor for an elegant dress and her saddle for a throne. But that is not today. Not today. What's today is we go murder more Nilfgaardians. So what we have? I don't think I need that many infantries. No, do I need more pikers? I mean... I guess, whatever.
Surround them!
So let's think about this for a second. We're fighting Nilfgaardian deserters. So now I just try to flee the battlefield. So technically, wouldn't they all flee after we murdered one of them?
I'm coming.
So tempted to use my ability. But that's cavalry.
New orders? No? For the Queen! For Mahagam! Can't take it anymore.
Could wait, but nope, it's good. Deploy the damage. Deploy the second cavalry.
God save the Queen! Must be an important lesson in this. But what?
Okay, so let's see how well that is. If I could get rid, let's get rid of this. That's awesome.
Yeah! 101, 102, 103.
Like, I don't know what to really do.
Yeah! 152, 154.
Like, all they're gonna do is keep doing that.
One bolt. God!
I mean...
Yeah, yeah! Then retreat! We'll catch 'em all! You mad? Don't shake that! Enough fearing! Nilfgaard! promise I will hear. Scheiß! In Trade!
Mercy! Have mercy!
No, you want mercy. Well, given the fact that they're
Normally disciplined, determined to an extreme, these Nilfgaardians quickly broke rank and ran.
Deserters!
most of them would
Leaderless, Your Grace.
A scout reported.
Headed south they was, towards the frontier.
Chained prisoners now sat along the dusty road. Neve stopped in front of one. He was ragged and unshaven. Flies had taken an interest in his poorly bandaged hand. Spotting the Queen, he lowered his head and quivered with terror.
Of course you
I know you take us for savages,
Began Meve, her gaze passing over several scraggy black-clads.
but fear not. We shan't flay you alive nor eat you for dinner. And when a truce is signed, you'll be sent home, where I most sincerely hope you'll stay this time.
As the Queen mounted her horse, she barely concealed a grimace. Her thighs were sore and chafed, her hands raw from the reins. But she bit her lip and rode on, for the prize was now very near.
No, so we don't get make a decision.
Was in Aldersburg when it fell. Broke my heart, that did. But not complete. Now we'll take it back.
Yep, so much to do.
Other kings could learn a thing or two from you, Your Majesty. Fight on!
Of course they could.
It was we who were to offer Lyria our aid. Things got turned right round. It was we who were to offer...
I know, right? We came here to get your guys' help, but instead here we are.
Was in
offering you our
Aldersburg
help.
when it fell. Broke my heart, that did.
Okay,
Not
so what about
complete.
this bridge? Is
Now
this
we'll take
bridge?
it back.
No, this bridge doesn't work out. Your Majesty, bro, you fight the Nilfgaards to haul loot goods, scratch into the span of the bridge. We can attempt to fish out the desired ports, but the current is dangerous. Oh no. Soldiers would be at risk. Oh no, not our soldiers. Oh no, whatever shall we do? We lost soldiers. There's so many soldiers gone. Whatever shall I do? What's that? Soldiers don't matter because I could just press a button and get them back? Oh well. Because I have enough pylons for days. Okay, so how... See, even me's confused about how to get to that loot. Because it's there. Okay, me. How? Okay, but seriously, how? There's loot there, and the game's like, oh yeah, you need to get to that loot. But there's like, how do you get to that loot? Guess I'd have to go up and around. What's up? And as you can see, the residents of our are giving their every effort to rebuild their ruined homes. Yet they lack the proper materials. They asked if you would be willing to trade lumber in exchange for items. So. Let's think about this for a second. Exchange for items. Don't see any items on the table here. Like, I don't see any cards or anything. It's just basically, oh yeah, we'll be good and add some gold in for good measure. 'Cause, I mean, we have gold for days. May fall into 40,000 before this is all up.
The good mothers guided you to victory.
like, seriously, now they're just asking me to toss my gold, and it's like our morale is still high. Why am I doing this? New cemetery, one of many of they have appeared in the area. Most of the dead have not been identified. The graves are named, or soldiers have requested that we light candles. Yeah, sure, why not?
Nilfgaard angered the gods. Too much pride in them, not enough humility. The entire North owes you thanks, milady. And you. The entire North. The entire...
Okay, well. Happy to be obliged.
Meve was listening to a scout's report when screams suddenly burst from the prisoner transport. In a moment, Meve bore witness to a truly macabre sight. The Nilfgaardian captives to whom she had recently been merciful lay dead, massacred in cold blood among the camp's tents.
Okay, seriously, guys?
Blast it all.
Seethed the queen, looking at the bloodied corpses. Those responsible for the deed, peasants from the quarry at Ravenclough, Meve had welcomed into her ranks. The harm they'd endured from Nilfgaardians wielding whips. This was what had festered in their hearts and minds. The Rivians couldn't accept that their oppressors had gone unpunished. So they took matters into their own hands, in defiance of the queen.
There's fiends, not folk!
Cried the peasants, now armed and in uniform.
They was owed this, plain and simple.
Oh, for F's sake.
It had been justice by a mob, and Meve knew it should not go unpunished. Yet at the last, ignoring her advisor's counsel, she left the former slaves' fate for their commanders to decide. For the queen had grown weary of choosing between two evils, each one darker than the other.
Seriously? Seriously, we've reached that point in the game where we just don't give a shit. So the game's like, oh, well, remember this decision? You made this decision, and now it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. But apparently we've reached the point in the game where me just doesn't give a shit. It's like, oh, you could choose this evil for this evil. No, we're done. Even the game's tired.
Long live me! Long live the Queen! Long live our liberator!
War near to end, the black lights gleam shadows between the lines. The time has come to raise our homeland from ash and rubble. To those who yet live, take up hammers, saw and axe, roll your sleeves, and set to work that the nation is building its home. I was gonna say, well, we're not near the words of the WoW so.
All's left is to drive the Blackclads from Aldersburg, and the war's won. Our Demoven's not bad, but he don't hold a candle to Meve. Our Demoven's not bad, but he don't hold a candle to Meve. Long live Meve!
Like,
Long...
is that B or he? Sounded like it was supposed to be he, but it looked like B to me. Now I can finally get this loot. Because I need this loot. I'm starting to spend it all on petty things. Like, oh, let's increase our morale. We're already maxed out on morale. Let's just keep throwing money at it. Herb, I say. Yay, we have Fatro Point.
Meve noticed one of her scouts, a certain Corporal Larkin, halt his mount and train his gaze on the woods.
Your Grace, I thought I heard something. Could have sworn. A whisper, maybe, but... nothing now.
Don't tell me the frickin'
It's all gone quiet.
They're gonna attack me again.
I think I might have imagined it, in fact.
Imagined?
Meve placed her hand on his shoulder.
No one has sharper senses than you. If you claim to have heard something, it's worth a closer look.
Set those on fire. Just set them all on fire. Like, remember I find with the dwarves, I just hate elves.
Corporal Larkin saluted, then rode past the trees. Suddenly in shadow, he keenly scanned his surroundings. Something caught his attention. He dismounted, then brushed aside ferns, exposing tracks made in the mud.
Your Majesty!
He shouted, quickly turning towards the road.
Sound the alarm! It's Scout!
An arrow whisked through the air, pierced his throat, and suddenly silenced him. Then the forest came alive with cries in the Elder tongue. Elves on the attack.
Looks like we're at the very end of the game, man. Oh no, the Scoia'tael. In Thronebreaker, the Scoia'tael hatred know no bounds. The war had already been lost. Nilfgaard could support their cause against the known kingdoms and retreat beyond the Uga. By attacking the Queen's army, the elves must have known they stood enough in the game. That is over than the heads of enemy drawn. Seriously, that's what we're doing with elves. We could set them on fire a lot. There's only one round, so...
It's a trap! 2 arms!
Got business for me?
Good for you. Well,
I smell a leak.
Should have listened to me old lady.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
that is not the unit I want to fly, actually. Oh well, my bad.
Ah!
Nay, Dwanvi Calist.
You mad? Don't shake that!
There we go. Now you're all conveniently on fire. That archer's gonna shoot.
None shall tread on us!
Dead. Not enough for you for me to warrant. Boop, boop, and I don't know what to do. I have to play cards still, so...
For Mahagam!
Now we will see who is weak!
Gabber,
You sure about that?
Yeah, boom. Oh god, he's still to punch someone. He's still so angry.
Oh my.
Whatever shall we do?
Arbalist to your command.
Like seriously, Al.
Swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn.
You could be threatened. But no.
Everything all right?
Oh, the only problem is they're going to destroy that one. They for anyone to try to move to the outside of the battlefield. Well, how about none? How about that? It's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to boost the unit by 10. Problem though is he has no unit. He has no units alive. Since he has that card, he has to use it on a unit. So he has to use it on one of my units. That's necessary.
We must trust each other.
Where's my orders? Give one charge to units with complete orders. But I don't see any orders, the hell. So,
I'm a one second.
I don't know as worth as cards I have to shoot,
Your tricks will not save you, Dwan.
So Hanging Look is one of those cards that you should have played much earlier. You have to play now, boosted adjacent units by 2. Yeah. But you're playing that as your last card. When of course you don't have any elves to boost. Oh, now they have their orders back. Like... Dude. I believe we're done here.
Renner! Stop! We surrender!
Don't relax. You can't surrender if you're dead.
The Scoia'tael fighters stood no chance against Meve.
No shit.
When the sounds of battle finally ceased, the Queen, victorious, tossed aside her arrow-studded shield. She then ordered the commando's leader brought before her. She'd expected a ranter who would turn up his nose, spit in her face, and cry, "Death to all Dwan!" But the bloodied elf before her was no arrogant firebrand. He averted his gaze, and his lips gently trembled.
So, why did you come out and attack
Youthful
me?
you look, elf. How many summers to you? 30? More?
Oh my god, is it? What's his face?
27, my lady.
That was just elf.
27. A wonderful age. A shame to die so young.
I beg you, Renner. For mercy, I ask. If not for me, then at the least for...
Mercy? You jest. You wait in ambush, come at us like bandits, and now you dare ask for mercy.
You did shoot Corporal Larkin.
It was no ambush.
Don't play me for a fool.
You
I know
killed
what I
Corporal
saw,
Larkin.
and I'm no stranger to
And you
warcraft.
attacked us.
It's not you we wished to fight. Sverre.
Then who killed Corporal Larkin, Werebubs?
Them werewolves.
When we saw you on the high road, we fell back and hid in the wood. We wanted you to pass. Your scout's hearing very keen. He heard something, then spotted our tracks. You must understand. We had no choice.
I'm gonna murder you.
You make excuses that don't interest me.
Look what Sarah shoots one.
I want him in chains, and he's to be sent to Demavend.
You don't understand. He hates...
Oh, I understand very well. I know his hatred for your kind, but I don't bloody care.
You did shoot Corporal Larkin.
Soon after, the Aedirnians took in all Meve's elven prisoners. What became of them at last is not hard to surmise.
Oh yeah, you gave the Black Rainbow. That's right, Power just left in my inventory. If enough guards return if they told the Orleans are precision. Expose all hiders of Peace Tree will contain no guarantee of amnesty without surrendering arms. You know what this means. We must flee the Northern Realms, take your entire commander to the agreed upon location as fast as you can. Now you will wait a week to move east. I forever. Good for you. Still being a dick. Master of Guardians, the time when you could demand, require, and expect has come to an end. The payment's non-negotiable. Not the amount, nor the currency. Your Florians are now worth less than Singardian coppers. You should enter tomorrow. After that, safe passage to the border will no longer be possible due to Queen Meave's approach from the south. X. There's X. I mean, Xavier's dead. So there's X. Harmlin. Well, we'll deal with that next time. Next time should hopefully be the final video. I said that last video because I didn't realize we'd be going hell. But anyway, next time. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all and have a nice day.